and welcome back to my channel. This is my project pan finale or ending video. It's currently 1 AM on December the 14th. I'm filming this mid-December just because I know that it's going to take me a while to edit this, and I feel happy with how I have done to basically conclude this. Now, I'm going to start with the current 10 products in my 10 at a time project pan. There are only 9 here because I recently finished one. I was like, there's no time for me to add in another one. And I'm going to start with one that I'm essentially counting as finished. This is my Revlon lip butter in Juicy Papaya. That is how much is left. I know this is going to be gone by the end of the year because I have only a few applications left. In this handy book of things, I have a chart. It's this one. The dark colour here is just the packaging. You can probably see the gap there. At the top is where I'm at, and I was going to measure this right now, and it was essentially at that bottom line before everything turns black there, which just tells me it's pretty much used up. I can still get some use out of it, and I'm going to keep using this until the end of December, but I'm counting this as done because I know it will be done within this weekend. I'm filming this on a Friday. In my head it's still Thursday though because I haven't slept yet. And the rest I haven't finished. They're in my 10 at a time. A lot of them are the same as they were last update, which will be up in the corner. So I'm going to talk about the one that I am not keeping in my collection, and that's the MAC Paint Pot in Chantilly. I have done so well on this. I have made a lot of progress and I'm really happy. But I went in a little bit of dig in my collection to try and figure out how old this is because I can't remember. And this was in my collection in 2015, in the beginning of 2015, meaning I probably bought it at the end of 2014-ish. So it's going to be about 4 years old, and although this hasn't caused me any issues, this wasn't the one that was giving me some eye irritation. I figured out what it was. I just don't feel comfortable putting this on my eye anymore. I'm going to be a bit better about dates and stuff on makeup, especially anything going near my eyes. But I'm really happy with my progress. Part of me really wants to keep this next year and just finish it. But it's 4 years old and it's a bit too old for me to feel really happy about that thought. So happy that's done. And I feel I've done really well. Next up, I'm going to talk about my NYX Angel Veil Primer. This has been in my project since the last update. I think I added it in just before that. I'm not entirely sure. And I have my progress marks. So I was up here when I introduced it, and now I am down here. So I've used up probably about a quarter of maybe what was in this when it was full, which is 30 milliliters of product. I feel very so-so about this. I'm happy to keep it going into next year to use it up, but it's not going to be one I will repurchase. At the beginning, I know I said last update that I was liking this, and at the time I was, but I just think this is getting a bit too old. I think it's drying up a little bit because it's really thick in texture and not the greatest with the skincare I'm using, so it's just not really working out. But I will be happy to keep this, but this is one of those things that I didn't use up, that I thought I would use up for a while because it's a primer. I tend to use a lot of it when I'm using it, but it's just too thick to use a lot of it. It's been a very slow year with makeup for me, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. Next product I can talk about is my setting spray. This is a giant bottle. This is 200 milliliters or 6.8 fluid ounces. So I started it at the bottom line of that tape, which is a little bit, give or take, about halfway through the bottle. And marking this is going to be difficult because you're not going to be able to see, but I'm there. Where my finger is, that's where the product is, pretty much. So there's a little bit there. And this was also one that I thought I would finish because I've had it in my project pan for a few months. But I haven't worn makeup enough, so not even close. But I do love it. It's probably one of my favourite setting sprays that I've ever tried. So I'm happy to keep using it. This is a loose powder from Kix. This is one that I have a love-hate relationship with. I love it underneath my eyes because it makes the area super smooth, super silky, but it's really drying on the rest of my face. And I don't know why it's not drying underneath my eyes because it just looks super smooth and super nice, but on the rest of my face this just sucks the life out of me. So progress marks, not sure how I'm going to be able to see, was here. Last time I was down here, and now I'm a teeny bit below that again, so not a whole lot. I think you're going to be able to see it a little bit better on the bottom. So there's a line going right across there, that was where I started. Down here is where I was last time and a teeny bit under that. So I still have a lot left and I don't use this a lot. I've just come to the conclusion I'm not a big fan of loose powders. It's just too much work and it's too messy. Then I have my Colourpop liner. This is Creme Gel liner in Mr. Bing, beautiful warm brown. This is what is marked here. So I have a teeny bit of progress, not a lot at all. A lot less progress than I was hoping for, but that's just because I was, in the beginning when I introduced this, I was like, this is probably going to work, I'm probably going to be able to finish this, but you don't need a lot. It's very pigmented, you don't use a lot of product when you use it, so it's not very quickly gone. And I don't wear eyeliner every single time in my makeup, so I kind of forgot about it a bit. But it's one that I'm happy to keep using because it's not that old yet. I don't even think it's a year old yet, so I'm fine with using that. Another product in the book is my MAC Capricious lipstick, and I'm happy with progress. I'm upset that I didn't finish it because there is still some left here. I'm not going to hold the product up next to the book because it's just going to fall over, but it's the one in here. And you can see there's a teeny line below that. That was where we were at last time, and that line pretty much in the middle. I've used up half, is where I'm at right now, and I'm liking this lipstick. Not enough to rebuy it, and MAC isn't cruelty free, but enough that I want to keep using it, essentially, which is what I will be doing. I've already picked out my project plan for next year. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. It's going to be the next video as well, I think. But that's one that I'm happy to keep using. 2 products left. This one surprised me. Now, this is the first image of it. This was rotated in after my last update, so you haven't seen this before. But this is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow trio in Comfort Zone. I have 2 pans showing. Not sure how well you're going to be able to see. I have a pan on that one, and I have a pan on that one. And fun story, in this first image there is a teeny bit of pan on the top shade because I was using this, putting on my makeup that day, and I thought to myself, oh, I need to take the picture for the project pan because I had been using this and decided I'm going to rotate this in. And when putting that makeup on, I hit pan on that white shade that day. I wasn't expecting it to, because I was thinking I need to take a picture before I hit pan on anything, and I hit pan that day before the picture was taken. But I don't think you can really see it because the pan is really tiny. But that pan size has increased, and I hit pan on the bottom shade, and I've actually got more pan on the bottom shade, and that pan came in really quickly. I was not expecting to hit pan on that fast, because I had a bigger dent in the top shade than I had in this shade. I say top shade because it's that way around, the white shade than the pink one. But I use a lot of the pink one when I'm using it because that's my lid shade, and the white one is more inner corner and brow bone kind of product. And I have actually made a dent in the middle product that I don't think you're going to be able to see very well. And my goal with this was to try and use up the 2 shades I had pan on, and or either of the 2 hit pan on the middle shade. That didn't happen, but I'm really pleased with how much use I got out of this, because this has only been in this project for about 2 months and I did really well and I'm really loving it. I'm going to be sad to see it gone, but the reason I chose it is just because I don't use it enough, and it's sort of just, I don't want it going bad when I know that this is one that I will happily use, and it's going to continue into next year. Final products before we talk about my empty products and a quick preview into next year is my Hourglass palette, and I have done so well. I have used up all of the loose bits. This one, which is Dim Light, is completely gone. I have giant pan on the middle one, and this corner here, there is no product. And then I have about maybe a third of this colour left, and I'm so happy with myself. Dim Light I went through kind of quickly because I use it as a bronzer. I am that pale, and I can see in the viewfinder that it looks like I'm kind of orange here and on my cheeks. In my mirror it looks fine, but I'm under brighter light now than I was when I put it on, and that's Radiant Light on top of the powder foundation that I'm using, which is darker than my skin tone, but not by a lot, which just goes to show I'm really pale. So I usually just mix these two, but I'm really pleased with progress, and this is one that I will be happily carrying over next year into my Project 50 pan. We're gonna go through the empties that I have now from between last update and this one. I'm going to go through the skincare ones first. I have two here that there's still product left. This is Bioderma Fenty Bio H2O. The pink Bioderma, the makeup removing micellar solution. This has gone bad. It's gone bad. It was really irritating my skin. Sorry about that. So I started it here, and then I was down there on my last update and pretty much had to throw it out after that because it was just, it had gone bad. And I noticed it because it started smelling kind of weirdly. So I just stopped using that. The other one here is from Simple. It's the Kind to Eyes Eye Makeup Remover. I introduced it up here, so I have made a bit of progress. Skincare stuff that I have used up. I have the No. 7 Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced Day Cream. Completely used up. I love this. I really do. I am unsure whether No. 7 is cruelty free or not, which is why I haven't repurchased this. I'm currently using something from Lush. But because I have one page which is Norwegian that tells me No. 7 is cruelty free, I think. At least it did last time I checked. But on Logical Harmony it's in the grey areas list, I think, or on pending, one of the two. So not entirely sure. This is one I used up not too long ago actually. No. 7 Youthful Eye Serum. You can't really see that, but I was there last update and just used it up. Really easy to use up. I don't really know if it did anything, but it was nice. I have the No. 7 Protect and Perfect. Yeah, Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced Serum. I have a little mark. I'm dropping everything here. Here. This is where I was at last time. So I didn't have a lot. I introduced this there. So, you know, just a little bit left. But this is okay. Again, not really sure if it does anything. It just feels really nice going on the skin. And then I have the culprit of the irritated eyes. It was the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream. And I know why. Because this has gone off. It has the shortest shelf life of any eye cream I've ever used. It's 6 months. And I've had this for about a year and a half. Maybe a bit longer. But this, I think, in combination with something else was causing me dry and irritated eyes. So, because I have been off this for over a month now and I haven't had any irritations. So I think it was this and the Youthful Eye Serum, unfortunately. But this isn't one I would repurchase. It's a nice eye cream, but it's in the category of, do eye creams actually do anything? Or do they just feel nice? And this just feels nice for me. And it brightens because it's tinted. But again, nothing major for me. I have one item that I never finished. This is the Maybelline Master Ink White Liquid Liner. And I know I said last update that I hated this, and I still do. And I did just throw this out right after that video because I could not get it to work. And in that video I was wearing this and it was looking okay, and that was the only time I could make it work. And it just wouldn't work, and it was too much work, and I just couldn't. So I let that go and I'm fine with it. I bought it on sale, and liquid liner isn't really my thing anyway. So I have a pencil here. This is the Revlon Brow Fantasy in Dark Blonde. It has a pencil that there's still left, but I can't sharpen it, so I can't use it. And it has a brow gel that you can see into, and that has dried up, I think. I originally introduced this for the brow gel, but then just realised I don't like the brow gel, so I brought in the pencil, and once the pencil was done I stopped using the brow gel because this brow gel does only work with this pencil because it is too light for my eyebrows. And right now my eyebrows are the natural colour. They have a little bit of help in terms of brow gel, in terms of like intensity and shape, because this is the general shape of my eyebrow, but it would be a lot more sparse in this area on both sides. And this is the shade of my eyebrows. They're grey. This isn't grey. This is light brown, and it's just, it looked off on my eyebrows, and yeah, it didn't work. This is a good duo if this colour will match you. If you have sort of that ashy blonde hair, this is gonna work. And I know they have other shades as well, but it's just, it was okay. It was nothing that I would go out and buy again. Then I have this lip gloss that I think I finished right after filming my last update. This was the Casuelle lip shimmer. It was that colour. I can't get any more out of this. You can see the lines there, hopefully. The top was where I started. Last update was at the bottom. I used this very quickly and it was gone. And it was okay, but I'm not a lip gloss person. I kind of use it as a lip balm at the end there, just to get it out of my collection. And that's how I use most lip glosses, to be honest. Just to top up my lip colour throughout the day and to add moisture. Essentially, I'm using them as a lip balm because I'm not a big gloss person. Then I have my Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder Foundation in light beige. Completely empty. This was really nice. I liked it a lot. But the colour was really dark. And this was the lightest shade they had. It was really dark. It was really orange. I was really happy when I was gone with it because it just did not look that great on my skin. The one I'm wearing right now, you can probably tell a bit of a colour difference there. It's just a bit too dark and a bit too yellow, but it's a lot better matching than this one, and this one is one I prefer. And then I have the product I did not want to finish, that everything fell out. This is my Colourpop Super Shadow in Cornelius, or it was in Cornelius, because this hasn't got a pan. This isn't pan. This is where the pan sits. This pan came out and I was so upset because this is my favourite Colourpop colour ever. Probably. It's my favourite crease colour ever. And I just love the formula of the Super Shock Shadows. But this is discontinued. I have a backup and I recently ordered the Where the Light Is quad again. So now I have two. And that makes me happy because I also get a backup of Kathleen Lights, which is probably one of my favourite shadows ever. From my last update, I used up about half, I would say, pretty much, but it became more and more dry and it started flaking away little bits around the edges and stuff. So one day after using it, there was a lot of tiny bits just floating around in the pan. So I went to tip it out over my bin bag and everything fell out, unfortunately. And I was like, do I pick it up and just dust it off and keep using it? And then the sensible part of my brain was like, no, you do not do that. So I didn't. But I'm really happy with progress and I love this. I just did not want this to end the way it did. I wanted it to kind of never stop because I love it so much. And that was my used up products. Now I'm going to go through everything just quickly. And I have actually, if you count the Revlon lip butter, finished 21 makeup items, all thrown out, 21 makeup items, where 16 of those were completely used up. And that's pretty good. That means that I only threw out 4 that were either drying out or got old. And I think that's correct. I haven't actually double checked the numbers. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I definitely entered the numbers wrong because it's 7 here that were completely used up, empty. And I think the 2 that aren't are the ones I showed you today. Which reminds me, there was one product I forgot to talk about, and that's the Pixie Glow, the mud mask one, the little sample I had. Used that up recently. It was amazing. I'm definitely buying a full size. But let's just scroll through the ones I have used up. I used up the Yester Grapefruit Lip Balm, the Maybelline Baby Lips Dr. Rescue in Too Cool, Maybelline Baby Lips in Grapevine, the Revlon Lip Butter in Juicy Papaya, Revlon Lip Butter in Berry Smoothie, Almay Smart Shade Butter Kiss in 50 Berry Light Medium, Casuelle Lip Shimmer, which was the lip gloss. I used up the Loreal True Match Foundation in 1W. I used up the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly, the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. I also used up the Maybelline Better Skin Powder Foundation in light beige. I used up a MAC eyeshadow in the colour Wedge, and 2 Colourpop Super Shock shadows in Glow and Cornelius, both dried out, which I was pleased with progress, so that's counted as a used up one. Then I have 2 mascaras. I have the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes and the CoverGirl Clamp Crusher Water Resistant. The Clamp Crusher Water Resistant dried, went old, started smelling a bit odd. The Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, I was pleased with progress, and I would probably have kept using it until my eyelashes fell out, because it was also getting old. Then I finished the Kat Von D Mini Ink Liner in Trooper and the Maybelline Master Ink Liquid Liner in White. The Kat Von D one dried out, and the Maybelline one I didn't finish. I just hated it and just didn't want to play with it anymore. but I give it a shot and that's better than nothing. I finished one micro brow pencil from NYX in the shade Auburn. I finished a Makeup Mecca the Brow Wow in the shade Blonde, as well as Revlon Brow Fantasy in dark blonde. I finished the NYX Tame and Frame tinted pomade in blonde. There was still product left in the NYX pomade if I remember correctly, but I was happy with progress. So I was kind of surprised at how much I actually managed to use up. And then I finished, for moisturisers, I finished the Formula 1006 Seriously Shine Free, the Drunk Elephant Gel Moisturiser Mini, the Nivea Daily Essentials Sensitive Day Cream, and the No. 7 Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced Day Cream. I finished the Body Shop Tea Tree Oil, Drunk Elephant C Firma Day Serum Mini, Drunk Elephant TLC Framboos Night Serum Mini, a No. 7 Protect and Perfect Lip Care, which is a mask, a No. 7 Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced Serum. If I'm stuttering, I don't know how to speak today, so I'm kind of surprised I got through the video. And the No. 7 Youthful Eye Serum. I finished the Formula 1006 So Totally Clean Deep Pore Cleanser, which was like a liquid cleanser, the Simple Kind to Skin Micellar Cleansing Water, and the Bioderma Sense Bio Makeup Removing Micellar Solution. I just threw up because it went old. I finished the First Aid Beauty Eye Duty Triple Remedy Eye Cream and the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream. Some of these might be in the wrong categories. I finished the Pixi Skin Treats Glow Mud Mask Mini, which was amazing, and the Zoella Wonder Hand Cream. I finished the Zoella Blissful Mistful Mini Perfume, as well as the Body Shop White Musk Libertine Perfume. So I finished 42 products, if my calculations are correct. If they are wrong, correct number is on screen now. So I just turned the camera off, but I have looked through the numbers, and the Simple Kind Eyes the Simple Kind Eyes makeup remover was not on the list. I forgot to write it in when I subbed it in. Brain fog. But that puts my total at 43 instead of 42. And I just went over it, and I'm counting 3 thrown out unfinished makeup items and 2 thrown out unfinished skincare items. And thrown out on the makeup side is the Colourpop Shadow in Cornelius, the Maybelline liquid liner, and the Colourpop Shadow and Glow, I think, are the ones I'm counting. No, the CoverGirl mascara, that's the one I'm counting, because those went bad or fell out before I was able to finish them, or I just did not like them enough to push through it. And I also forgot to update this. This is the Thai Lily Rollerball by Illume, I think. And I started at the bottom of the tape and I've made minimal progress. This is again another one that's going in next year's project pan, because I don't like them. I don't really use like rollerballs a lot because I spray perfume on my clothing, not my skin, because my skin is really sensitive to perfume. So the only place I can put it is a little square just below my wrist, which gets washed 50 times a day whenever I'm washing my hands. So I don't use this a lot, but I'm hoping next year to just finish it. I'm just going to talk quickly a bit about how I felt during this project pan, since I haven't attempted the 10 at a time setup yet. Or before, I should say. I think I did my first project pan last year. And I can say now that I'm done with it that I didn't really like it. I think it just felt a bit too restricting with only 10 makeup items. And I only kept the 10 at a time for makeup. With skincare, I just kept bouncing through everything. But it still kind of just worked its way through organically, since I don't really tend to use and have a lot of different skincare open at the same time. I just sort of naturally go through them. Now with makeup, I do prefer to bounce around a bit more, test new products and new combinations, so only having 10 to work at a time towards the end felt a bit restricting, because I knew there were other products in my collection that I would use up quicker. But I have sort of set another goal in my head that I was only going to use up project pan products this year, which was a stupid goal, but that was kind of what it was. And this year has probably been the year that I have worn the least makeup since I started really loving it. And part of that was that I was in rehabilitation for the entire month of March. It feels so long ago, but it was only a few months. It was only a year ago, pretty much. And I was at the rheumatic hospital this summer, and I've been really ill. This has probably been my worst year health-wise since 2012, which is when I was 100% bedbound, pretty much. And I'm not 100% bedbound anymore. My mental health has gotten a lot better as well, but my physical health has declined, which is not fun. And one of the reasons I haven't been able to wear as much makeup as I wanted to. But when I set the goal that I wanted to use up 50 products next year, I was like, is that going to be possible? Because that was before I had actually tallied up everything here. But seeing that in my slowest makeup year, I was able to use up 40 products, 40 beauty products, because I am counting skincare and hair care and nails and perfumes and stuff into next year as well, not only makeup. Kind of gave me hope that I think it's actually going to be possible to use up 50. And I'm also not constricting myself to only using up Project Pan products, and I think that's kind of what I need. But it was a very nice lesson to learn with this 10 at a time thing, because I think next year the problem could be that I'm going to feel overwhelmed with the amount of products that I've chosen, and my list is actually at 200 that I want to get out of my collection one way or another, and I want to use them up preferably because I have done a declutter that's coming soon. I need to film the video first, but I have put everything I have decluttered into a box, so that's coming soon. But the list is still at 200 products that I want to try and get out of my collection as soon as possible, and 200 is not going to happen in a year, but I can start with 50 and see how many I end up with, because I have some that are going to be very easy to use up, some that I've already used this year that are only half full, that are going to be relatively easy to use up, and I think I have chosen smartly. And the list of 200 is still there, and that's the list I'm going to be picking from when I run out of products, because I'm not only doing a Project 50 pan where I'm starting with 50 products, I'm actually doing a continuous rotation. I'm also making it like a rolling project pan where I can add in products if I use them up, which is going to help me get to the 50 goal, I think, because that means I can add in a lot of different variations of products, but not 50 lip products or 50 eyeshadows or 15 of each. It's going to help me try and keep a balance of not doing 6 foundations at once and only 1 eyeshadow, but trying to balance every item and every category. And by having already made the list and already picked out the products, as well as having those products sort of on standby, I think is going to help just keep my head in it. And I'm hoping for next year that makeup is going to be easier for me, that I'm going to be able to use it more, wear it more, and with having found a powder foundation that takes me 3 minutes to put on instead of a liquid foundation and a powder and a concealer, I'm really happy that that's going to be a step that's going to make makeup more accessible to me, because I am disabled and makeup is one of those things that I do struggle to put on because my hands don't like to work, unfortunately, and I use my hands to put makeup on. I've not yet mastered the art of putting on makeup with my feet. I don't even think I want to try, but I just feel happy with this year and excited for next year, which is why I decided to film this in the middle of December so that I can be done with this year and start looking forward to next year, but also because it's going to take me a while to edit and I want to give myself some time for that. That was a long rant, not really sure what I talked about because my short-term memory is appallingly bad. So that was this video. I feel really happy with what I did. I'm really pleased with my progress. If you did a project pan this year and want to hear about it, just type down below, and tell me if how you did, if you are happy, unhappy. If you have a plan for next year, do tell me that as well, because I think I need the encouragement. I need people to hold me accountable as well as myself, but also just to I like watching Project Pan videos a lot. So if you have a link, if you've done it, put it down below. I will push it through the spam filter. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.